I like to start by waking up as much as possible. You don't have to. I don't even know if it's the best or easiest way, but I think it's the most fun. Mean little trick here when you pass by there, a chain gunner gets dropped in behind you. I mean, I guess you only die to it once, but... So this level you've seen already the main portion of it. It's this kind of double figure 8 structure. Fairly intricate, really. And if you're just playing it normally, it sort of comes in 3 phases. First you bring order to chaos, then you do the rocket launcher fight, then you do the finale. This is in the map 7 slot, and it uses the triggers in kind of an interesting way. The spider trigger in a straightforward way. Killing all the arachnotrons is how you open the door to the exit. But the mancubuses, they're all hidden in various secret locations throughout the map, and killing all of them unlocks the door to this optional secret fight that's harder than anything else in the level, or anything else in the next several levels, honestly. It's like, it'd be at home in like map 15 or 16, really. Pretty fucking tough. So if you're just trying to beat the map, you want to ignore the secrets entirely, because they don't do anything good for you at all, actually. Like, there's nothing of benefit or value in any of the secrets, except arguably the megasphere in the... Well, we'll get to that later, but you could, you know, plan out a cowardly routing through the level that takes advantage of the extra megasphere, but it entails enough risk that I think you're better off just not bothering. At this point, things are mostly calmed down in the main area, and I'm just... I could move on and do the rocket launcher, or I could do however much cleanup I want to do now. It's not really efficient to do some of these things without the rocket launcher, so I should probably be heading and doing that now, yeah. Oh, but first I should trigger these 2 guys, so to get a couple of extra rockets here. The more the merrier. The rocket launcher ambush is the toughest required part of the level. So before doing it, I get that megasphere that we passed by a few times. 2 skeletons in very close quarters is pretty tricky. I mean, baiting out the punches is really the only way to go. And it's, you know, sometimes I take some damage there. Didn't that time, which is nice. So you want to get the rocket launcher and get as many of these boxes as possible, as fast as possible, and then not shoot at the skeletons coming out from the big closet. If you're lucky, arachnotrons will shoot and get them both mad at you, and then you can concentrate on just the guys coming out of the little teleporter and make the fight a lot less of a battle on all fronts, complete clusterfuck, which it can really get out of control on you. That time it didn't go too bad, but I still lost like 200 health. After a certain amount of time, the exit opens up again and you can leave. Just, you know, then it becomes pretty easy. But for the first 20 seconds or so, you're stuck in it. So this is the first of the secrets. You don't have to actually step on the secret, you know, pad and reveal the secret, but I prefer to do so just because that, you know, gives you a count in the map screen. Let me know that I haven't, you know, so that before I go to the last part I can verify that I haven't forgotten a mancubus somewhere. This is actually a little more dangerous than it looks just because the mud on the left and in here, it slows you down as you're walking in it, which is kind of a mean trick, honestly. He doesn't do it in any of the required parts of the map, fortunately. But the slowing wires can be extremely dangerous, especially when you're trying to dodge mancubus fire, or anything else, really. So yeah, I think I'm gonna pick up a few more secrets and and then move on to the finale. This is so inefficient. I should really just rocket this guy. I don't know why I'm being so. I mean, I guess it's better to save the valuable stuff. Whatever. Comes across as so scaredy. This is kind of dumb, a little secret within a secret here. Again, very inefficient. Oh, this room is actually my least favorite part of the map. As you can see, it's pillars suspended above her floor. A bunch of arachnotrons warp in when you approach. Like, doing anything other than cheesing this room is a bad idea, frankly. Just cheese it. Like, it's easy to cheese. It's really freaking hard to do anything else. And if you fall off the ledges, it's kind of a torturous walk to the elevator. And it's 10 per tick hurt floor, so you get punished pretty hard for falling off. There's not a gigantic amount of free health in this map, so you want to shepherd it fairly carefully. So next up is the finale. It's a less dangerous encounter than it looks like, just because most of the opposition is Hell Knights, and they're pretty easy to survive in the vicinity of. Right, their attacks are fairly easy to dodge, and they don't take up much space, so they have limited power to hem you in. The arachnotrons are a big threat to mobility, but there's not that many of them, and they do start infighting quite well. So you won't be tempted just to try to escape instantly. I think you're better off focusing on killing the revenants as quickly as possible. Watch out for these alcoves. They have ammo in them, and they seem like they have a lot of shelter, but they're also full of exploding barrels, so they can be a real, I mean, whatever. The encounter starts out with an arachnotron blocking the exit, so that's why you don't want to try to leave immediately. But after things have progressed for a while, it'll have come in where you will be able to escape quite easily. Which, I mean, there's not much reason not to at that point. Going back in largely for ammo. Better safe than sorry. So I'm being more conservative here with rocket ammo than I really need to be. It would be faster, and frankly there would be no problem just quickly killing these guys with a few rockets. So that's the exit right there. If we were just interested in winning, we could just leave right now. But I want to be the ass-kicking Marine who killed them all, so I'm going to do the secret final fight. Since I've got so much health, I'm trying to see if I can trigger this encounter without actually picking up the sphere, but it doesn't work. So this encounter is a good example of something that I think is easy to forget, which is that the Archvile is the highest priority target, except when it's not. Like, you can get yourself in a lot of extra trouble by quick killing an Archvile at the expense of, like, chain gunners around. Like, an Archvile isn't going to kill you very fast. It's not going to do as much, immediate damage as the chain gunners are. It's not going to go down as fast as the chain gunners. Consider whether you really want to kill that guy first. I was glancing through the grating there. You can actually see the BFG up in the windows of this cool secret building. You know, if you didn't know the map and you were exploring it, you might think, oh, there's a BFG there. If I could find it, it would make things easier for me. No, it doesn't. It doesn't make anything easier for you, because you can't even get there until you've already done everything. Those doors to that building will open only once every Macubus is dead. And this is the last encounter with them. And this is the worst one. This chamber is half slowing floor, half hurt floor. Once you get the Megasphere, it locks you in with an Archvile and 2 Macubi. And it also locks you in, like, for about 10 seconds. It's just dreadfully dangerous. But there's this weird-ass little secret, that incredibly well-hidden switch that I just got, which lets you do this. I'm hoping I can get the Archvile mad at the Macubus, but it doesn't happen. So there's a teleporter in here that just teleports you right back to where that Megasphere was, but you can hang out here for long enough for the doors to open, and also there's a cute little glowing walrus in the thing there. That's pretty great. You can hang out in here long enough for the doors to open, so you don't have to fairly do this encounter, which is just an insanely unfair encounter. That I guess he knew was unfair because he didn't force you to do it. I don't know. Come on, guy. You can hear the doors opening right now. What a strange use of the map7 triggers to put something like this in. This is the architecture of this building is like so Rivix. It's like just everything about the way it looks and is laid out. So when you hit the switch, you get teleported on top of the pillar, and extremely intense fight for space style battle begins. It's just it's quite difficult. The doors have all shut, so you're locked in, and there's a timer going that lasts about as long as it takes for the BFG to run out of ammo, at which point the switch that opens the door becomes accessible. So if you manage to not get trapped and instantly killed by 17 Revenant rockets at once, then you do that. And once you've managed to escape from the house, you're golden. Like, there's no way you're going to die at this point. There's space to move in. There's, in addition to the Imps and Revenants, there's also Spectres in this encounter. They're very hard to see in softer mode at high resolution. I actually kind of understand why they made the hardware accelerated version of the Spectre look different. It doesn't look as cool, but it's certainly easier to see. Anyway, that is that. The map is UV max now. And all that's left is a long walk back to the exit teleporter. I have to say, I think this map is really cool. I didn't really have quite as high of an opinion of it before I did the... this is the first time I'd ever actually done the stupid secret finale thing. And honestly, finding all the Macubi is kind of obnoxious, but it's a cool secret fight there. And just, you know, putting this gigantic secret in the map is a cool thing to do. You hardly ever see... you see optional content, you know, where you give the player a choice to balance what they want to do, where they want to go, but like secrets like that are pretty rare, and I think that's pretty cool.